Everyone, back to the Sebs Show, and today I have the pleasure of talking to Mr. Eryk Anders. Eryk, thanks for my man. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing all, man. Appreciate having me.
Man, pleasure's all mine. Question I gotta ask you for sure you're watching the Alabama Roll Tide just do their thing, man. 6-0. It must be good to watch them former alumni.
Man, it's awesome. I think the thing that's special about this year's team compared to other years is the previous year, the game's kind of close up until the second half, the third and fourth quarter, latter part of the game. And Bama just kind of run away with it at the end of the game. But this year, they're, in charge and killing the game from the first snap all the way to the finish.
Yeah.
And, they're just blowing teams out this year. So I'm really impressed with the productivity. And, I'm just really impressed with how everybody's playing.
Yeah, for sure, man. I would say they're definitely the number one team. Even though there's in the AP standings, I think they're the number one team right now. But man, I think they're without a doubt the number one team. Going to be the number one team all season for sure.
It's going to be tough.
So I need to ask you, man, how'd you transition from being a D1 linebacker, playing under Coach Saban and all these guys, to the MMA? How did that transition, and why the change of heart?
Well, man, it really wasn't my choice to not be playing football. I got cut from teams, so basically they said get out of here. And so if it was my choice at the time, I continued to play football. But I guess everything kind of happened for a reason. And after I got done with football, I just wanted something to do, and just walked into a gym and started training here in Birmingham. So it's just kind of been downhill ever since.
Sounds good, man. So last fight you came in on 2 weeks notice, super short notice against Rafael Natal, and which was ultimately his last fight. He just announced it not too long ago on Ariel Hawani that he's retiring. Is it real what they say about the UFC jitters and everything?
Man, to be real with you, I've never felt more, calm, cool, and collected before a competition of any kind before in my life. So I certainly didn't have any jitters or nothing like that, and quite the opposite. In fact, I was really locked in, and mentally and physically, and went in there and got the job done relatively quickly.
Yeah, it seemed like it, man. You were definitely locked in for sure. I see, early on in your career though, before you turned pro, you took what was it, 18 amateur fights. You took a lot of amateur fights. Why'd you take so many before turning pro?
Man, because I have zero experience or background in any of this stuff. I have JV level experience of high school wrestling, and everything else, I've learned since I started this sport, about 6-7 years ago. So I didn't have a base and everything, so I wanted to make sure that I was more than ready to make the transition from amateur to professional. When you go from fighting guys who just train and work a job to guys who are world champions in jiu-jitsu and multiple time champions in boxing or stuff like that. So that's why I had to make sure that I was ready to go.
For sure, man. Got to be ready before you make it to the big show. Facing John Phillips in your next fight, are you looking forward to someone like him who's just wants to pretty much stand and trade, or do you see any advantages in the grappling stages? And have you been working on taking your opponent to the mat? Because man, your ground and pound is friggin' deadly, man.
Man, we're definitely I don't really game plan for specific opponents. I just sharpen my tools, keep sharpening my tools, and kind of get a base what the opponent does, and then just kind of get in there, shut the brain off, and it's just reaction at that point. So, man, I'm very comfortable on my feet against anybody. I'm very comfortable on the ground against anybody. So we'll see how the fight goes and unfolds, but I don't think that he's better than me in any place.
Yeah, for sure, man. Have you got to watch any tape on him or anything? How do you see you guys matching up?
Man, I really like the matchup, southpaw on southpaw. He goes with a lot of heat, a lot of power. He'll definitely come forward and be aggressive, which I like. and we'll stand in the middle and we'll bang and see what happens.
That's gonna be an awesome fight to watch for sure. That left hand is something deadly, Eryk, man. Dan Henderson has the H bomb. What, like, do we have a name yet for your left hand or what?
Nah, not yet.
Not
I guess
yet.
once it claims a few more chins, I'm sure it'll get one on its own.
All right. We haven't seen you since your debut in July. Were you offered any other fights before this Phillips fight? Being that like that was a pretty devastating knockout against a guy like Sapo Natal.
Yeah, I was offered. I went one of those somebody on the Amsterdam card a while back,
Oh,
but
okay.
I couldn't do it. Me and the family were on vacation, so uh, you know, after came back, been training ever since, and ready to rock, ready to go.
That's it, man. Um, who have you been training mostly with? Any I know Omar Johnson has a fight pretty much in a few. When is it? 2 days from now, or three
Yeah,
days from now?
Oh yeah, Omar Johnson and Kim Odie. They'll be fighting on the Bellator card here at Talladega. It's about an hour and a half from Birmingham. So they've certainly been getting ready, sharpening their tools, and I'm excited to see them both step back in the cage. Omar's coming off an injury, but he feels more explosive than he was before. And he's definitely ready to put somebody to sleep. And I
For
think the same thing for Kim.
for sure. Anyone else from the gym we should keep an eye on?
And we got a guy in there named Matt Elkins, college wrestler. In my opinion, uh, he can mix it up and do it the best out of all the guys in the gym. I think he's got the most potential. But you should expect to see him back in the cage, hopefully by the end of this year or early next year.
Oh, that'd be great, man. I'm going to be keeping an eye on him for sure. Do you feel like playing football at such a high level and for like a great team like you did translates to your MMA training in any way?
Absolutely, because to be a champion on a team, certainly have to be carry another, such as like getting up early, staying up late, watching film, time management and stuff like that. So that, now when you're a professional, a fighter or whatever, and that's all you do for them, and you can really manage your time and, still take those same habits that you developed in college, winning a championship to, trying to win a championship in another sport.
Yeah, for sure, man. So I need to know in the cage, man. When especially against Sapo and Tall, I've seen it a couple of times in your other fights as well. What are you thinking when you decide to explode? Because you go from like the super calm striker to like boom, destructive.
Man, like I said, like I don't know. When I'm in there, I just, the brain is shut off. There's no thinking. There's no none of that. It's just all reaction, muscle memory, and just I guess visual cues of what my opponent's doing. I see an opening, and I just explode and try to capitalize on their mistake. Um, but it's not a cognitive thought. It's just programming.
For sure, man. For sure, it helps too that coming from playing D1 football, helping that explosiveness for sure. That's gonna be helping. You're
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. You're going from a very experienced opponent in Sapo Natal to like a newcomer in John Phillips here. What do you think about being brought on along slowly? Are you taking it as a compliment that you're being brought on like this, or do you want the legends in the sport? Do you know like you had
I
with
mean,
Sapo?
yeah, of course, I'd like to fight guys ranked higher than me so I can climb that ladder and eventually make my way to the top. But at the same time, pretty much the entire 85 division is booked. So I wanted to get one in before the end of the year, and his name was a name thrown in the hat. So that's the contract that we signed.
Yep. And man, just two predictions before I let you go here. One is you got the main event on the same card as you, Cub Swanson and Brian Ortega. I don't know if you heard of that one yet, but
Yeah.
who do you have in that fight, brother?
Man, Brian Ortega's tough. He always seems to find a way to win, even if it's not going so good for him in the beginning. So I think I'll go ahead and ride with Ortega.
Yeah, like him as well. And yeah, Alabama's obviously looking really good this year, but I need to know what's your national championship pick and who wins.
Who's going to play the national championship?
Yeah.
Man, I think it might be Clemson and Bama again.
Who takes it? Clemson or Bama? Obviously, going Bama, no?
Oh, man, listen, Bama beat everybody.
That's it.
But the entire, division, NCAA Division I on the roster, I don't think it's going to matter much.
Yeah. All right, everyone, check out my man Eryk Anders taking on John Phillips at UFC Fight Night 123 in Fresno, California on December 9th. And also follow him on Instagram and Twitter at Eryk Anders. Eryk, was a pleasure to talk to you, and thank you for making time, my man. Anything you want to say, the floor is yours.
Hey, appreciate you having me, man. I just want to thank a couple of my sponsors. EW Motion Therapy, Try One Cryotherapy, Grunt Style, Pitbull Labs. That's all I got.
All right, my man. Thank you for coming on.
Hey, appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, I'll talk to you after your fight, brother.
All right.
Take care.